scandal. We can never know when one will strike. Opening up a private affair for public consumption. Devouring everything in its orbit. Creating villains out of heroes. Leaving wreckage in its wake. But then, the world moves on. And the media finds another scandal. But there are some for whom things will never be the same again.
Actually, the drama behind the murder makes people to read more about the news.
Hi, my name is Vasanthi Hariprakash and you are listening to The Big Shots Dosa King, a Spotify original produced by Sikya Entertainment. An 8-part series based on the man behind Saravana Bhavan, one of the most iconic South Indian restaurants in the world. The story of P. Rajagopal. An epic drama about the exponential rise of his empire and the shocking murder scandal that led to his fall. We've combed through Madras High Court and the Supreme Court's judgments and orders, witness statements, numerous articles, and P. Rajagopal's biography. We've spoken to those who know the story well, even those who were there when it happened. Certain scenes have been reconstructed for the show for dramatic purposes. We do not claim or infer authenticity connected to P. Rajagopal or any other person, living or dead. So join us in the final chapter of our story as we take you through the last stretch of P. Rajagopal's life. Join us in this episode of The Dosa King. Episode 8. The Life and Death of a King.
I am done cleaning the table, Ayya.
Thambi, good job, Pa. Have a cup of tea before you leave. Keep this good work. And one day you will be making tea here.
Sorry, Ayya.
Take another sip and tell me, how does it make you feel?
It reminds me of my Amma. Idu Amma irukku.
The year was 2004. The Poonamali District Court has convicted P. Rajagopal of culpable homicide. But P. Rajagopal is out on bail, as are his henchmen, all the co-accused. So many lives hanging in the balance as the fate of one man runs its course. Rajagopal was back on his throne at Saravana Bhavan. But it wasn't all back to normal. And it's not hard to imagine what impact the scandal would have had on his daily life.
Anachi, some journalist wants to talk to you.
Yarade, who is it?
Sir, my name is Annamalai, sir. I'm calling from Tamilagam today.
Sari.
Sir, my source is telling me that the public prosecutor is going to charge you with murder and not culpable homicide. What do you think about it, sir? Unga karuthu enna?
Kavalapadade. The public prosecutor can say anything. Truth will prevail.
But sir, what is the truth, sir? Are you trying to tell me that the murder was committed without the intention of murder? Madatanama irukku, sir. We know that you gave the order to strangle him,
Thambi, I know your boss. He's a big fan of Saravana Bhavan. I'll call him and answer the questions. You don't worry.
The acquittal on murder charges was a blow for the prosecution team. For them, the events of that night amounted to nothing less than murder under Section 302 of the Indian Penal Code.
Subsequently, the prosecution prepared an appeal against the acquittal and approached the High Court. The defense team also appealed against the 10-year conviction by a single bench.
That was Advocate Muthukkanyan, a core member of P. Rajagopal's legal team for the 18-year-long run of this legal battle. And so, the prosecution and the defense team were at loggerheads once again. This time, the battle was over the quantum of punishment. But even as the battle lines were being redrawn in the courtroom, P. Rajagopal remained out of police custody.
He proves that if you're rich or powerful or well-connected enough, you can get bail no matter how serious your crime is. He was supposedly out on bail for all these years for health reasons, but he was clearly in good enough health to keep running his international empire of restaurants with great vigor.
That was journalist Rollo Romeg, who wrote an in-depth profile of P. Rajagopal in 2014 for the New York Times. But even as P. Rajagopal's life was steadily returning to normal, there was something else brewing on the horizon. A media storm. Journalist Selvaraj, who was a crime reporter, followed the trial against P. Rajagopal closely.
This Saravanan case became a very popular and sensational because people were curious to know what was the development. So, and also involving a woman's character. Actually, the drama behind the murder makes people to read more about the news.
And this story had all the masala: power, lust, and murder. Every few years, a scandal captures public imagination, and the press sees gold. Journalist R.K. Radhakrishnan, the associate editor of Frontline magazine, spoke to us about how divided the Tamil media was getting.
There was a lot of sympathy for her also. I mean, it was more a salacious kind of gossip that was happening in part of the Tamil press. The other part of the Tamil press was supporting Rajagopal, basically on communal lines.
P. Rajagopal was at the center of a deeper battle. Rajagopal belonged to a tight-knit community of people known as the Nadars. Community pride was at stake.
His community really fought against their oppression very effectively. And these days, the community is well established. Many as business people, many as professionals. Rajagopal was able to tap into these strong networks in order to build his business.
Some newspapers underplayed the case, working to spit polish Rajagopal's image with readers. But that's not all. They also attacked Lakshmi's reputation. Journalist G. Babu Jaikumar talks about the kind of sensationalized reporting making headlines at the time.
In one such magazine, there was an interview with Rajagopal, and in that story, rich, powerful businessman for whom chasing women was a game, he spoke from a totally misogynistic point of view. He knew the entire family. The entire family was, was full of sluts. That's the kind of image that he was trying to create.
One day I received a phone call to my landline from Rajagopal. I was shocked because he chose to talk to me. We spoke at length about the matters. When I told about this to my editor, they were interested in taking up the story. My interview with Rajagopal opened the floodgates. The title of the interview was very powerful. I fell in the net cast by her. According to me, there could be a number of scenarios that could have happened between a man and a woman. In my observation, I felt he was cheated by people whom he trusted a lot.
That was journalist Sivanyanam, P. Rajagopal's biographer, who also wrote the article. The idea that Rajagopal was trapped in a net cast by Lakshmi caught on quickly. It spread like wildfire.
I know she seduced him. Because of that one woman, all of us get the bad name.
She's a slut. Comes from family of sluts.
Macha, they were having an affair, da. Ellarku theriyum.
For Lakshmi and her family, the nightmare continued long past the first verdict. People had lapped up the story of her being a gold digger and manipulator. She became more withdrawn, refusing to speak to the media. But there was one young and intrepid journalist who earned Lakshmi's trust, Saravanan. Saravanan, one of the few journalists who managed to get a face-to-face interview with the elusive Lakshmi.
It was difficult to predict her plan of action because she was under extreme pressure from Annachi's men. I am still surprised at how well she handled the entire case and withstood all the pressure. She agreed to speak to me after she saw me waiting outside her house for several days. Usually, in an interview, people would be hesitant to answer